Hello from the very, very warm New York. We are in the middle of a heat wave right now, so it is my great pleasure to be bringing you the live stream, even though there was a very big part of me that thought about not doing it, but it's just like, it's okay. We can do it. Maybe it'll be a shorter episode, but we're still going to do it. So I will be right back after about 20 seconds. All right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I am your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. Hello to Fran. Looks like everything's working over on the Book of Face right now. I am going to do a tech trek after last week where I thought one thing was working and the other thing wasn't. And like the things that were, the things that usually worked didn't work. And the things that usually messed up didn't mess up. Which is a very typical thing to happen during a Mercury retrograde or a Mercury retrograde shadow period. As to last week, we were in the shadow period, and now we are in the full throes of Mercury and Gatorade, folks. So that will figure probably pretty prominently during the astro-weather at the top of the episode. But first things first, let's do a tech check. Make sure everything's going copacetic. Especially since I didn't schedule this live stream. I just started up fresh. Oh, no, it looks good. Shocking. Shock me with that devious behavior. All right. So welcome everybody to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. Tonight's episode, we are going to recap the Crow Tarot, which I had been working with for the month of June for Card of the Day polls. Now we have moved on to the Line Strider Tarot, which I unboxed last week. And if you didn't catch that episode on the Book of Face, you can certainly catch the recap on the Tube of You, as well, of course, this one and basically all of the other episodes that I've been doing over the last 6 years. So yeah, tonight we're going to recap the Crow Tarot after working with it for a month. I really did like this deck a lot. And so it's got we'll get into it when after we're done with the astrology. But like, I don't know why it has this almost like old-timey feel to it, while also being while also having, crows and ravens and different animals on it. But yet it still feels like, I don't know, it feels a little bit like almost antique-y in a way. So talk about that more after the astrology. So let's start off with the AstroBiz Digest. Teresa Reed's wonderful subscription service, Astrology in Layman's Terms, straight to your email inbox. It is geared towards... Let's wait for the sirens to go past. Okay. It is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I have found it to be incredibly helpful in planning my personal life as well as my professional life. To get a copy of it for yourself, you can go to thetarolady.com/astrobiz digest. As always, I do the brief overview of all of the transits that are going on for the week and then the nitty gritty for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because I don't want to give away the farm. If you're liking what you're hearing, you can certainly get a copy of the AstroBiz Digest for yourself. Also, I do see in the chat asking about questions. You can certainly stay tuned in. We will be doing a live reading later on in the broadcast. That is the mid-episode reading, but you have to be watching live for that to happen. And so that is an opportunity to get a free 3-card reading from me live on the broadcast. That is my way of giving back to the community and not having it be a complete and utter, can I ask a question? Card. I've definitely done sessions like that before, but usually the entire session is dedicated to that. And tonight we are talking about the Crow Tarot. All right, so astrology for this week. Let us go to the AstroBiz Digest. Also, if you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so at tarotbyhilary.com. That is another way to work with me, one-on-one. Okay. So other than Mercury in Gatorade, which has definitely been Gatorading, I will say that. Let's see what else is going on. Okay, so Mercury stationed retrograde on the 29th of June, which means the usual drama, tech fails, travel woes, poor listening, and aggravating communication. Back up your computer, plan for delays, slow your roll, and avoid signing contracts. Mercury will be once again direct on July 23rd. So from the 29th of June to July 23rd, watch your travel, watch your technology, watch your communication. Because those are all the 3 themes that Mercury rules. All right, full moon also in Capricorn on the 29th, when Mercury stationed retrograde, is lovely for celebrating wins with the team. A night out to clink glasses of champagne while honoring achievements, the perfect intro to summer. Big news, Jupiter entered Leo on the 30th. This year-long transit is for visibility. That means creative PR, flashy marketing, pitching the media, and getting your face out there as much as possible. The more you are seen during this transit, which lasts until July 26th of 2027, the fatter your bank account. So those were the big 3s for this week. And now we get into the nitty gritty for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Friday, the morning is clear. Continue on with your brainstorming and community building that started yesterday on Thursday. At 1:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon opposes Venus and stations void. Take the rest of the damn day off. Seriously, it's a holiday weekend. Why are you working? Today, Friday, July 3rd, is a power day for Aquarius and a weekday for Leo. For Saturday and Sunday, Saturday is the 4th of July in the United States. No doubt there will be plenty of celebrations. This means the public might be distracted all weekends, so keep that in mind if you don't see sales. Mars conjunct Uranus at 2:08 a.m. is fabulous for innovative marketing or group activities. If you are leading a retreat, it could be a chance to inspire your people. The moon will be in gentle Pisces all weekend, beginning Saturday at 2:30 a.m., so be extra kind to others and to yourself. Don't push matters. Make time for self-care and creativity. Psst, it's okay to take the whole weekend off, you know. I think that's what I'll be doing, actually. The heat wave has made me feel like a slug, guys. The energy turns wonky when the moon squares Uranus at 9:59 a.m. and Mars at 10:26 a.m. The public is in an unpredictable, aggressive mood. It is not the time for marketing. Mars in sextile to Neptune at 8:44 p.m. elevates business instincts for the next 3 days. Trust your gut. If it feels good, go for it. Feels fishy? Back away, disco lady. Sunday finds Mars in a trine with Pluto at 9:07 a.m., an aspect that favors leadership, inspiring speeches, assertive marketing, corporate affairs, and professional efficiency. It's yours for 3 days. Do with it what you will, and let your ambition run wild. Both days are power days for Pisces and weekdays for Virgo. Remember, Friday today is a power day for Aquarius and a weekday for Leo. All right. So, does anyone have any questions about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday before we get into talking a little bit about the Crow Tarot? I'll take that as a no. Okay, there we go. There's Fran. Thursday. All right. Yeah, what was going on Thursday? Thursday is clear. A network hosts team meetings, brainstorm new ideas, handle tech issues, and look for ways to innovate your industry. A serious meeting at 7:49 p.m. when the moon sextiles Saturn could yield results. If you need to talk, negotiate, or propose something, here's your chance. Power day for Aquarius, weekday for Leo. So it looked fairly clear on Thursday, Fran, but also keep in mind, Mercury is in Gatorade, and it has been Gatorading. It seemed that Wednesday was like the biggest day with a lot of different transits going on. Um, so especially Wednesday night, 10:23 p.m., is Jupiter squaring Chiron, exaggerating old wound energy. And then Moon opposing Jupiter also at 4:14 p.m. on Wednesday. Too much of a good thing could deplete your energy. And Moon squaring Chiron also at that time, adding salt to old wounds. Public is easily triggered. Last thing you want to do is put your foot in your mouth. So that could have been the energy that was lingering from Wednesday. Oh boy. Okay. Oh yeah, went toe to toe with a patient. I think that it's Mercury be Gatorating, and then also the squares, the oppositions and the squares, with Moon opposing Jupiter, Moon squaring Chiron, Jupiter squaring Chiron as well. That could have done it. Does that help? Hope that helps. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the Crow Tarot, which was the deck of the month for June. So we did do an unboxing back on, oh my goodness, let's see. Back on May 29th, we unboxed the Crow Tarot and then started working with it for the month of June. This was, again, a purchase that I made at Cozy Coven in Sleepy Hollow, New York. One of two decks that I purchased there. The Crow Tarot was one of them, and the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann was another one of them. Really interesting decks. The Crow Tarot, a lot of people had told me about. Light Seers was the one that people told me about the most. But the Crow Tarot was around, and I've been like kind of eyeing it. So let's open this back up. Again, reminder, paying homage to the mystical energy of crows and ravens, familiar symbolism of the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, ideal for both beginners and professional readers. I'm probably gonna disagree with that a little bit because I feel like some of the minors were a little bit. I don't know. I feel like the minors could have been a little bit clearer. So if you are a beginner, I wouldn't say that the minor arcana is as accessible. Yes, it is still based on Rider-Waite-Smith iconography and symbolism for the minors, but just for some reason, it didn't quite translate as well as the major arcana. That's just my personal opinion, and that's the reason why you guys watch these things. Or just like you want to know what my opinion is as a professional tarot reader. Been doing this for 20 years. Very familiar with different tarot decks, what I like about them, what I don't like about them, and how useful it could be or wouldn't be for a beginner. Like, for example, I can read with pretty much any deck as long as I have a sense of, what the theme of the deck is. So, all right. Now, if you want to see specific images from the majors, you can go back and look at the unboxing video for the Crow Tarot. That is not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to basically say how I worked with it over the last month, which is card of the day polls that I put up on my social media, but also what I think about this deck after working with it for a month. Um, I do really, really like the cardstock. It's nice, neither not too thin, not too thick, very shuffleable, um, very easy to shuffle, since shuffleable is not actually a word. Um, I like the backs of the deck, that it's almost like a leaf-like or feather-like, but you can't tell whether they're upright or reversed. If you happen to read with this deck using reversals, you would not be able to tell if the deck is if the card is reversed or not before you pull it, which I think is really nice. The type of the cardstock is kind of like it's not a linen finish, nor is it entirely shiny. It's like a cross between. So I feel like it glides very easily when you shuffle. So I did like that about the deck. And then, how do I describe this? Like, I feel like these are almost like vintage like in their feel. Even though they're not old cards, they almost feel old in a way. Especially with the backing of it. It's almost like how do I describe it? Because it's not a white backing. It's almost like a tea stained kind of feeling to the cards. So it has this kind of like, I don't know, it feels like very vintagey to me, and very like not necessarily ancient, but like kind of historical in a way, which I kind of digged. Any questions? In the guidebook, it's this here. Um, Original copyright date was 2019 through US Game Systems. And guidebook is good, solid guidebook. Has interpretations for both upright and reversed. If you want to read with reversals, you can totally do that. And then there is only one exclusive there's only one exclusive tarot spread that comes in this guidebook. It comes with this deck, and that is the Crow Tarot spread. So I did want to talk a little bit about that. And maybe whoever wins the mid-episode reading would like the Crow Tarot spread. Or we can just pull 3 cards. It's up to the person asking the question. If the question is workable for the particular spread, because you always want to make sure when you're using a tarot spread, you want to make sure, does this tarot spread fit the question or the situation that I'm asking about? If it doesn't, like if it's like kind of like it's like a romance reading, it was meant to be like a romance tarot spread, and you're asking about career, then that's probably not the right spread to use. Make sense? So the Crow Tarot spread is an 8-card spread, and it has the following positional meanings: heart energy and inner self, present energy, energy holding you back or helping you. So it's almost like hints at hopes and fears, but then there is actually a positional meaning for hopes and fears. Card 5 is grounding energy and advice. Card 6 is lessons from the past. Card 7 is external openings or obstacles. And card 8 would be the possible future or outcome. And I guess the shape of the spread is almost like a crow, like the body of a crow, and it's like wings. Now I'm kind of wondering if there's any place in the guidebook where it mentions what kind of card stock this was, because I really do like the card stock in this particular deck. Would I work with it again? Yes, absolutely. Would I use it with clients? Yes. Probably not quite yet. I feel like I need another month with it before I would. But like, I feel like it's a very specific deck. Like if I have a client who loves crows and loves ravens, like then yeah, I would probably be like, hey, do you want me to read for you with these? Because like I know how much you like birds, or know how much you like crows and ravens, or has like that energy around it. Or if you happen to be like someone that works with the Morrigan, I would probably recommend this deck as well. All right, let's open up to the mid-episode reading. And whoever wins the mid-episode reading can decide whether or not they want a 3-card reading with the Crow Tarot, or if they want the 8-card Crow Tarot spread reading. Or we can decide together depending on the question you're asking. So if you would like to be submitted into the running for the mid-episode reading, you're going to want to put the word tarot into the chat. That is TAROT, tarot, into the chat. And I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. And while we're waiting, if you have any questions of a general nature, please feel free to ask. You want to hear a Mercury in retrograde story that I think really exemplifies Mercury in retrograde. I had mentioned that I like ran to the store to get more printer ink, and they were out of the printer ink that I needed. So they were just like, "Oh, well, we can order it for you to ship to home, and it should be there by Thursday." And I'm like, "Okay, let's do that then." And so it's not that I stopped or halted my plans for yesterday, but I got a delivery notification and I'm just like, okay, but it's not here. And then I looked again today, and the picture that they sent, because apparently, like, I looked up the tracking and they gave um, a delivery confirmation with a picture of where they delivered. And I'm just like, that's not the lobby of my building. That is not the lobby of my building. I don't know where you left it, but that not my building. And I like double and triple checked the address that I had given, and it was my correct address. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is very Mercury and Gatorade kind of energy here. And I should have known better. I should have known better not to order something to ship um, to home during a Mercury retrograde, because clearly the community, like, it involves communication, it involved technology with my printer, um, and it involved travel with the shipping. So all three things that get affected by Mercury in retrograde, and sure enough, I still don't have my printer ink. So add that to my to-do list of another thing to look into. All right. There are no takers for the mid episode reading. That's not to say that we won't do this ever again, but since we have no takers, there will be no mid episode reading. So I'm going to really quickly do a spread, do the Crow tarot spread, and let's see. I am going to put out my spread cloth. Okay. While I'm putting out my spread cloth, let me answer. Um, Let me hide this. Stephanie says, I feel like printers only work like 50% of the time. There's actually someone that I follow um, on social media, and I believe her name is Julie. And she does like these parodies of maybe, I guess, different household appliances. The one that I first found her was the printer, was her fight with her printer. And so she's her talking to her printer, and just like, what do you mean? Like, you have enough ink? Like, no, I sent the job. No, I didn't cancel it. And then it cuts to the label of her as the printer, and she's like wearing these like large hoop earrings, and she's chewing gum, and she's like, don't feel like it. Load paper. That's not my problem. No, load paper. You have paper already. You have paper already. It's just like, no, I don't. I feel like a lot of people can relate to that kind of sketch that she does about her printer, and I sure was feeling it when I'm just like, "Ugh, are you kidding me? Like, where's this damn ink? Like, that's not my lobby. What's going on?" So, Fran's asking, how is everything going with you doing this full time now? It's going good, Fran. It's going good. I mean, it's a little bit slower than I would like. And then I've had a couple of weird things where I've had to like I had someone book with me for an in-person reading, but they lived in a different country. And so I'm like, okay, well, clearly that's not right unless you're flying me there. Like, what's going on, you know? So and it's like I have in my intake forms, oh, like, where are we meeting? And then it said phone. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna switch this person over to a phone reading, and I'll send along that information to them. And then I waited on my conference call line. And because they were in a different country, I'm assuming my conference call line doesn't work internationally. And I have said that to international clients before, where it's just like, listen, you probably want to book either an email reading or a Zoom reading, just because you're international. I think it would probably work better for you. And I've never had any problem with that before. And so so I'm waiting on the conference line, and the person doesn't show up, and I'm usually really good about waiting for 10 minutes and then contacting the person via email and being like, hey, this is when your appointment was, you know, I hope there wasn't any issues connecting, and we'll now need to reschedule, you know. And they had like already sent me like 5 emails in a different language. So I was a little bit confused about that. And then they were just like, in their language, they were just like, I hope this isn't a scam. And just like, because you messed up, because you contacted a person in a tarot reader in a different country, and you think because you're having technical issues that it's a scam. Like, after a lot of back and forth, I'm just like, I'm gonna go ahead and refund you. I don't think we're gonna get along very well if that's your first inclination to think scam. So long story short is, it's going well, Fran, but there have been a few like weird incidents that are just like, what the hell? And I've also been doing this, you know, professionally for 20 years, not professionally full time for 20 years, but I have been doing readings professionally for 20 years. And I'm just like, I don't need to put up with that. Like, at this stage in my career, I feel like I don't have to put up with that. So, but other than that, it's been going pretty well. Yeah. So spot on with the printer. Like, can't. If I can find her, I'll look that up and send you guys it, or I'll put it in the chat. So let's do the yeah. Yeah, just last week we were talking about second languages. Yeah, and this was I must have mentioned it because I was just like, oh, cool. I have a new client coming up, and they're international. I'm like really excited about it, and that's genuinely how I felt. I was really excited about it. That I'm just like, I'm getting a lot of like new clients or international clients, and I just don't understand like why you would come out that way, you know, like, especially if like, I hope this isn't a scam, you know. It's just like, okay, then why are you booking with me? Like, why not book an email reading first? Or why not like email me first and be like, hey, I have a couple of questions for you before I book with you. Like, why couldn't you have done that? Anyway. And also, Mr. Tarot by Hilary jinxed me, because he was just like, have you ever had a problem with a person like expecting a reading from you in a different language? And I'm just like, no. And then he's like, no. Then of course, yes. I felt like that was like a little bit along the precipice of Mercury in retrograde. You know, it felt too on the nose for it to not be Mercury in retrograde shadow fuckery. Yes, exactly, Stephanie. Yes, setting boundaries and knowing your worth is invaluable. Yeah, and it took him. It took me this long. So now that I'm here, I'm just like I'm not going backwards. I am not going backwards. We do not go backwards here at Tarot by Hilary. Katie's here. Hello, Katie. Welcome, welcome. Do I speak German? Do you speak German? No. Nine. It's definitely his fault. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Blame Mr. Tarot by Hilary for everything. All right, so let's try out this. Let us try out this spread. So again, this is the Crow Tarot spread, which is the exclusive. Do we want to do something silly? Actually, you know what? Probably not going to do that. No. I'm not a Swiftie, but like there's rumors that she's getting married today at Madison Square Garden. And I was like tempted to pull cards. And then at the same time, I'm just like, that feels a little bit squidgy. Even though, you know, you can, like, if you have no one to practice tarot on, like you can use public figures to practice on. I do feel like it's a little bit like on the ethically gray side of things, so I don't normally suggest it. But then I'm just like, should I pull cards on it? But I'm just like, but me personally, I think they're married already, and they did it quietly, and this is just like a business thing that's happening, or the launch of her new record label or something. I really don't think they're getting married. I think they're already married. I'm just saying. So I'm just like, I don't need to pull cards on that. Oh gosh. Thanks. Secretly hoping the spread reads you to filth. Yeah. Let's go. I mean, I don't really have a question to ask, I guess, but so shuffle the deck, quiet your mind. Uh-huh. Yeah, she gave Dolly $2 million for her imagination library. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like this is someone that plans so well and has like each lyric relates to everything else, and there's like Easter eggs and music videos and everything, and it's just like, do you really think she's getting married at Madison Square Garden? Like, come on. During a Mercury retrograde? I think not. I think not, my friends. All right, so the Crow Tarot spread is 8 cards. So the first card, all right, I'm gonna have to tuck this under my laptop so that I can actually, yeah, 7 more cards at random, placing them face down in the shape of a crow in the order shown below. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Nope. Okay, so it is the shape of a crow. All right. So what are we going to ask? I don't know. I guess I'll ask about my business, since like how to better my tarot business, how to better my tarot business and my tapping business. By the way, it was announced officially that I am the one of 2 TAs in the High Vibe Honey app, the Vortex app, for the months of July, August, and September. So that's already been announced, and I will be doing tapping exclusives, live tappings on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday. So the first one is coming up on July 7th. Very exciting. And that is exclusive to the Vortex app, exclusive to the High Vibe Honey membership. So you do have to be a member of High Vibe Honey in order to benefit from that, in order to tune in. So I was gonna look and see where where are my referral links, because I said I was going to give you guys referral links. Okay, there it is. Hot Girl Spring. All right, that's going to be a really, really long one, but hopefully it'll still work. I'm just going to put that into the chat. Hopefully it works. It might not, because it's a very, very long URL. So, okay. Yeah, let's ask about my business. Tarot and tapping and magic and everything. So, be quiet, allowing for a channel to open to your higher self. When you feel ready, pull a card from the center of the deck. Oh, from the center of the deck. Okay. And place it face down on the table. Okay, so the number one card is coming from the center of the deck. Okay. So, and place it face down. Okay. Placed face down. Let your mind wander peacefully. And when ready, pull 7 more cards at random, placing them face down in the shape of the crow in the order shown below. This is actually very smart. I feel like we've talked about this on Card Slingers. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8. Okay. By the way, that is in the chat. It's a really, really long URL, but it should get you to the main splash page for High Vibe Honey. Okay. So I am taking a picture of these cards. Okay. And we're going to trim that up. All right. So Once that saves, I'm going to show you guys what this looks like. I could probably have finessed it a little bit better because I made it more of a straight across instead of like curving the wings up. But here you go. There you go. There's the side-by-side comparison there. Okay. Now, why is the suggestion to place them face down in the shape of a crow? Because this is very smart, and sometimes you want to think about this when you're doing a tarot spread that somebody else created, or even if you're creating tarot spreads for yourself. You want to think about, do we want to start off with all of the cards face down, and then do we want to turn the card over as we're about to read it, and then maybe turn it back over when we're done reading it, so that you don't have like the distraction of the other cards, and you don't have your eye darting to like the final outcome card, which sometimes happens when you're giving somebody a reading where it's just like, I want to skip ahead to the final outcome card because I want to see if the final outcome card is something that I'd like to see. So, keep in mind when you're reading a tarot spread, whether you designed it for yourself or not, you can choose to have them all, facing up when you start to read it, or you can choose to face them up as you read it and then leave them face up as you've turned them over in turn, or you can face it back down again and then turn up the other one. So there's like many different ways you can approach doing a tarot spread just from that one little tweak. Hope that makes sense. So let's keep in mind the number one. So what I'm going to do for this particular spread is I'm going to turn these over one by one and then keep them turned over not upright, face up, after I've read them. And then by the end of reading all of them, I'll be able to kind of get a sense of the pattern and the interplay between them. And yeah, get an overall sense of the reading. So I am going to scooch between. I'll be over here. My cards are over here. Okay. So the first card I pulled from the center. And the reason why it asks you to pull from the center is the number one card is heart energy and inner self. This position represents an energy that is serving as a foundation. It may be one that is permanent and represents one's true nature, or an energy that has taken hold of the heart due to life events. This card's energy operates in the background and is tied with the present energy. So let's flip over card number one. Card number one is the Knight of Cups. How perfect is that, guys? Especially when I'm talking about my tarot business, my tapping business, basically how to better those things, right? Knight of Cups, like, come on, like that's a great sign, like of heart energy, and then getting a Cups card, especially the Knight of Cups, which typically is a card of like wearing your heart on your sleeve in a way. So represents one's true nature or an energy that has taken hold of the heart due to life events. So this card's energy operates in the background and is tied with the present energy. So I feel like the best success for my tarot business, for my tapping business, is to wear my heart on my sleeve and to be vulnerable and to do stuff like this, right? Like I'm an open book, guys. Like I really don't keep secrets, except, ones that are, not mine. Like, obviously I'm keeping your secrets because I'm your tarot reader. Like I'm sacrosanct. I'm like a priest, but more fun. So, but I don't really hide things, like I have my heart on my sleeve, and it's for good and for ill sometimes. So I do tend to lead with my heart. Okay, card two. Card two is present energy. This is the surrounding energy that creates the mood and creates the atmosphere for future events to emerge. Card number two Huh. Surrounding energy that creates the mood and creates the atmosphere for future events to emerge. You know what? Having the Five of Cups there, not surprising because I feel like I still have um, to deal a little bit with some grief over like playing the what if game, because because of the wearing the heart on my sleeve and being very loyal and having my throwing my heart into everything, it does have a tendency to sometimes you know lead me to situations in which I have to grieve, and I have to play the what if game and I have to think about, like, was it wise to put my trust in someone or, put my loyalty in someone. So that's probably the inner work that I have to do. Oh, by the way, as always, if you guys have your own interpretations, please feel free to add them to the chat. All right, card number three. Card number three is the energy holding you back or helping you. This is the energy that may be supporting your goals or adding friction to the situation. Often the card that comes through in this position hints at your hopes and fears. So card number three is the Ace of Cups. Wow, this is a very cupsy kind of, whoo. This is the energy that may be supporting your goals or adding friction to the situation. Hopes and fears. So having these three cards coming up so far, and then all three of them being cups cards, where it's just like it's hearts, but it's also feelings, it's also intuition as well. So the energy that's helping me, I think, but also, in contrast, holding me back is that energy of love and emotion and feeling, and still putting myself out there and still being willing to put myself out there. What do you think? Am I interpreting this correctly, or am I too close to the situation? Card number four. So that's the position. The card three is hints at, often the card hints at your hopes and fears. So card number four is the hopes and fears. This is the energy that lurks in your subconscious and at times can be a saboteur. So it is the manifestation of hopes and fears. So card number four is the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Oh wow, Stephanie. I'm scared of birds, but that's a pretty card. Yeah, I mean, like, if you're scared of birds, I don't know if the Crow Tarot would be your cup of tea because it's all birds, like, all the time. So hopes and fears. It is the manifestation lurks in the energy that lurks in your subconscious and at times can be a saboteur. Manifestation of hopes and fears. Like Ace of Pentacles is that I feel like this card is kind of a nod to your, it's just like your greatest fear is actually of your power, how powerful you actually are. That's kind of what I'm getting here with the Ace of Pentacles, where it's just like I hope that I made the right decision with my career. I hope that I opened the right garden gates, because oftentimes you do see a garden gate on the Ace of Pentacles. I'm hoping that I opened the right garden gates and did the right thing for my business, and is continuing to do the right thing for my business. But the fear is also, am I doing too much, or am I not doing enough? And also, where's the money? Show me the money. Card number five. And by the way, I'm doing this reading faster than I normally would do if I was doing a deep dive reading for myself or for a client, just for the space of time. So card number five is grounding energy and advice that makes sense with the placement because it's below. So card five, this is the energy that keeps you centered and connected to source energy. at the present moment. This energy may come through as a positive card or one that carries a negative energy. A negative card in this position may signal that your grounding energy is counterproductive. This card advises you to resolve any negative habits or limiting beliefs. Ooh, sticky. Let's go. Page of Pentacles. Gosh, this is all cups and coins, man. Cups and coins. So this card, which is a grounding energy, I really do like to see pentacles though in positions that are for grounding, because that gives you like, I don't know, it feels like double grounding because it is the element of earth. Yeah, exactly, Stephanie. Yeah, I'll be passing on this deck. Joining the solopreneur world soon myself. Okay, so this reading might be for you too. And walking away from a very well-paying job to do it. So I feel you there. Yep. So you know what, Stephanie, this reading might be for you as well. So take it. we're in this together, my friends. So Page of Pentacles, having that be positive card or one that carries negative energy, connected to source energy at the present moment, resolving any negative habits or limiting beliefs. Honestly, Page of Pentacles to me is, it feels a little bit like, how do I put this? It feels a little bit like, stop treating yourself like an intern, like stop treating yourself like a little bit about what I said about the client that I ended up having to refund, because I'm just like, listen, I'm not here to prove anything to anyone. It's just like, you booked me. You booked a reading with me. Like, you paid me to get on the phone with you and give you a reading. And the fact that you were using technology, or the fact that you don't know how to use technology, or a conference call number might not be international as an excuse that this might be a scam. Like if I had been reading for 5 years, maybe I would have still allowed it. Maybe I would have rescheduled that person. But just remembering that I'm not the Page of Pentacles anymore, or maybe I am. In some ways, maybe I am, but maybe I do need to move through that energy and acknowledge that I'm not the intern, that I'm not this young thing anymore, and that I don't have to take disrespect laying down when this is my business, this is my livelihood, this is my job, and I'm there to help people, I'm there to serve people. And even though, there are always going to be, I think, still some aspects of myself that want to prove that this is real, that tarot is real. I feel like I'm going there less and less, and I'm not as willing to be in that pick me energy, which I think it's a good place to be in. So this Page of Pentacles in this position to me is kind of a reminder to knock that shit off and stand in my power. I'm not a page anymore, I'm a queen. Okay. Card number 6, lessons from the past. Most of the time, you're going to see a past card. Even in a 3-card reading, and usually there's past, present, future, past gives rise to the present gives rise to the future. So lesson from the past, this card is a past lesson or experience. It serves as a reminder and offers advice for your current situation. Yeah. Oh boy. You guys have thoughts. Note, aren't a baby business. Yes, I am not a baby business. The negative side and hopes and fears seems to hint that this is a baby business, which you aren't. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Katie, for that perspective, for that mindset shift. I will remember that. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to say that back to you, Stephanie. Like, don't look at yourself as a page when you're really a queen. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, I just got chills. Ooh, I got chills. They're multiplying. All right. So number 6, past. Lesson from the past. Past lesson or experience that serves as a reminder and offers advice for your current situation. Oh, okay. Okay. You know what? I feel like this makes a lot of sense, but how do I put this? Like, I feel like I'm getting more of a download about this that I can't quite describe or put into words, but I will try. Um, Great typo. LOL. Queen, quern. Jinx. Ooh, that hit. Yep. So getting the 8 of Wands in the past, um, really speaks to me about that I put myself in this position before, and then I got suckered into going back into retail for someone that I thought was a friend, and I won't go into the circumstances that brought me out of retail and leaving retail now or a couple months ago, but I had already taken this step, right? And to me, the 8 of Wands is about swiftness and speed. And, there's a little bit of like trusting the timing or not trusting the timing that I'm getting with this card being in the past position, where it's just like, listen, you already walked away. Like, you already made this choice before and you're making it again. But like, trust the timing and trust that that was a detour, and that the detour means only what you want it to mean. And it doesn't have to be any deeper than that, which is a lot more than the 8 of Wands usually says. But having this card in the past position, where it's just like, I feel like it's trusting the timing, the swiftness, the speed. And it's like almost like this time. It's this time, you know? I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but it makes sense to me. All right. Um, Card 7, external openings or obstacles. This is the energy that enters your personal atmosphere without your invitation. It may increase or alleviate friction. Turning that one over. Why? That's a good question. Did you rush it before? Yes and no. Yes and no. I think before um I think before I didn't take it seriously. And I think I tried to push it in ways that that I probably shouldn't have pushed it, that were pushed myself in ways that I probably shouldn't have, and didn't push myself in other ways. So yes and no. Like, it's just like I feel like I rushed on certain things. Like, for example, like the book. Listen, that all happened. Like, I'm staring at my book right now. It is being used as a rest for my microphone because it's a very nice size for that. For my microphone stand. But I had to rush through my first book because it was on a tight deadline. So in some aspects, I did end up rushing through the things that I didn't think that I would have to rush through. So yeah, that's a good additional interpretation perspective, Stephanie. Now tell me why I'm getting freaking the 8 of Wands in the past position, and I'm getting for card 7, external openings or obstacles, the energy that enters your personal atmosphere without your invitation. And I'm getting the freaking 8 of Swords, guys. Who's blocking me? Who's blocking me? Who's keeping me stuck and stagnated? What's going on? If that's an external opening or obstacle, what sacrifices do I need to make? Because anytime I see the Eight of Swords, I think of it as you're not as stuck as you think you are, and you might have to nick yourself a little bit to get free. So, what sacrifices do I need to be making? And who's keeping me stuck? By the way, the answer might be me. External or not, the answer might be me. I see you, Stephanie. I see you, Stephanie. This might be a reading for you too. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror. All right. And finally, card number 8, possible future or outcome. This is the energy that will manifest as a result of action. All right. Drum roll. Hey, I like it. It's also going to be a problem. So we're getting the 7 of Cups here, which to me is a card of being spoiled for choice. And there's only one right path. And it's bright and shiny syndrome as well. Ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny, ooh, shiny. So I'll give you an analogy to this. There is a video game that my husband and I have been playing called Brotato. And it's kind of like, gosh, I can't quite describe it, but it's a potato that's fighting through aliens, I think. And there's different classes. And so you can max out the different classes depending on what class you're playing. You have to look at your stats and you have to focus on what stats are you sacrificing in order to up the stats that you need to for this particular character. And usually I'm pretty decent at the game until and then there's like a wave of enemies, and then you get to shop at the end of it and purchase different items that will either boost your stats or take away from your stats. And sometimes it's both. And it's just like, oh, it's taking away your health regeneration, but you're upping your armor or your range damage or whatever. So you have to be very careful when you're looking at it to purchase things that are in cohesion with the character that you're playing, right? And this is the first analogy that came to mind when I saw this. Me, bright and shiny, ooh, shiny, shiny. If I see an item in the shop after a certain time, and I'm getting into the end game, I end up sacrificing all of my work on that character and end up buying something that's completely frivolous, that doesn't actually help with the character creation. And I end up dying in the subsequent wave of enemies because I went and purchased ooh, bright and shiny. And I'm sorry, that's the analogy that I'm thinking of right now, but that is kind of the analogy I'm thinking of right now, where it's just like, I have to start thinking of my business in those terms, because it's just like, listen, I've put all of my energy and my hard work into this, and then I'm off going over here and doing busy work that doesn't actually matter, that's not actually growing my business. And I think this is also telling me a little bit about how I should be formulating my time and my energy. So I'm actually going to go to the guidebook for what they say about the 7 of Cups. And any other thoughts about that? Because that's like the final outcome. It's a good outcome. It's not that it's a bad outcome, but it certainly is telling me a little bit about the energy that will manifest as a result of action. Lots of possibilities, I think, personally. But I have to make sure that I'm actually taking advantage of the possibilities that will give me the actual growth that I need. Not vanity numbers, like how many followers I have on different social media platforms, but how many clients that I'm actually getting from it. Like, am I actually getting clients from it? Am I actually getting paying clients from it? Am I actually getting returning clients from it? So there are such a thing as vanity metrics, which looks great on paper, but doesn't actually pay the bills. Now, you might need those vanity metrics if, say, you're workshopping a book or doing a book proposal, because sometimes publishers do want to see that. They want to know how many newsletter subscribers you have, or how many followers you have on different platforms. That's a part of their calculations. Oh, geez. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Sounds like sticking to the places that get your best publicity and quality connections and customers. Yes, it's about quality over quantity for sure. Lots of options coming your way, or distracted by other ways to spread your business that may waste time. Precisely, precisely. Yes. We said that gee, I wonder, Stephanie, if you listen to card slingers. For me, it's about discernment. Don't get distracted. Yes, yes. Yeah. I don't know if the eyeballs are, again, a mirror. It's just like, is it me? Is this reading for me too? It might be. Um, I was giving you the side eye. Stop doubting yourself. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Yeah, so Seven of Cups, because she has created so many choices. Oh, this is all too real, guys. Okay. So the crow rests as she dreams of all the things she wants. Some of her dreams lead to love and victory, others may result in loss or deception. Because she has created so many choices, she is finding it hard to commit to a decision, and as a result, she is stuck in place. Mhm. The Seven of Cups advises you to step back and weigh all of your options, kind of like what I was talking about. Take the time to evaluate the pros and cons of each choice with an eye toward the realistic. It is okay to be a dreamer, but eventually you will need to face reality. Woo! It's warm in here, and it's not just because of the heat wave, my friends. Woo! All right. I am definitely going to have to take another picture of all of these cards. That is a very powerful spread. That's a powerful little spread there. Woo! Wow. A little bit rude. A little rude. But I know you all enjoy a good thrashing when you okay, a tarot thrashing, especially when it comes from me. All right, let me take a picture of this. Wow. Downright rude. All right. Are we ready? So, are we ready to put the Crow Tarot to bed? Any other thoughts on the Crow spread? Because keep in mind, you can do that spread with any deck. It just so happens to be an exclusive spread created for the Crow Tarot. And I'd encourage you, if you're feeling brave or up to it, to do this spread for yourself, and see what you get, and try it in different ways too. I actually enjoyed turning over each card and having that revelation of each card. But you do you. If you want to turn over all of them upright, but the order is um, one, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. And here are all the cards. laid out. Whoo! Them's a spicy meatball. All right. Anything else before we move into the weekend forecast? Besides, give yourself, if you can, give yourself time off this weekend. Teresa Reed from her astro-weather, her astro-biz digest, is suggesting taking the weekend off if you can. If you can. If you can. I am going to go to our mega deck, which is a combination of the Work Your Lights and the Starseed Oracle, because I think I've been thoroughly thrashed. I think I would like a kinder, gentler reading, please. Thank you. Hello, Bueller. Yeah, Stephanie says, looks like my original wish for this reading was totally fulfilled. Sorry, not sorry. You're welcome. Wait, what was your wish? For me to get read to filth? I think, sweetheart, I think we were both read to filth. I'm just saying. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Paying clients. Yep. All right. Nope. Okay. So thank you once again for this journey with the Crow Tarot over the month of June. Like I said before, we are working with the Lion Strider Tarot now by Ciolo Thompson, which is a beautiful, beautiful deck. If you are not a fan of birds, Stephanie, I'm very sorry, because today's card of the day was the King of Pentacles from the Lion Strider, and I'm sorry, he's a fierce and like he's a creepy looking bird. It looks like an owl, but like his beak looks like it has teeth. I'm not gonna go and show you it here, but it's very jarring. It's very jarring. Like, yay for getting the King of Pentacles today, but I'm just like, ah. All right, where is my crawler for the weekend forecast? Okay. All right, what do we need to know for this weekend? Be nice, please. It's this one from the Work Your Light. Huh. I'm not sure if we've gotten this one recently, but like we're getting Inner Temple, which is devotion. Tune into the portal of your heart. So let us see. Inner Temple. That would be an action card. All right. So from the Work Your Light, devotion, tune into the portal of your heart. You are being called to be a devoted student and tune into your heart to incorporate true devotion into your life. You could be called to develop a regular meditation, journaling, or chanting practice, or tapping, or to show up to your soul with rhythm, to develop a daily practice where you fill up your well and spend time with your soul. All of the answers to all of the questions that you seek are waiting for you in the portal of your heart. But you cannot hear them unless you carve out time each day to listen. Your soul is yearning for a deeper relationship with you, and so the more time you spend with it and show up to it, the more clearly it will guide you. We are here to grow as souls. Earth is one big playground for the soul to learn. And you are being called to go deeper into your soul growth or to increase your devotion by being a student of a lineage or a spiritual teacher. If you have already been a committed student, then you are being commended for your devotion. Your guides want you to know how proud of you they are and that the time you spend in devotion is priceless. If you are questioning your career or life path, your guides want you to turn your focus toward devotion and this prayer. Please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. May my life be one big moving prayer. And the action that goes along with this card is commit to a daily devotional practice, which is really funny because there are a couple of things that I've been doing daily as my spiritual non-negotiables. One is putting out water, refreshing the water on my altar daily for spirit. And then the second one is tapping. So those are the two things that I do as devotions every day. And you can also take this and take that prayer and tap in. So like like this. Please use me in a way that delights my mind, my body, and my soul. May my life be one big moving prayer. May my life be one big moving prayer. Please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. May my life be one big moving prayer. And so it is. Mhm. Yeah. It was a good reading, though. Good business points that businesses go through. It's just your turn. Yeah. Yeah. It's just my turn. Remember, we're the Wheel of Fortune is 2026's card of the year. So, of course, love that prayer. All right. I'll say it one more time, guys. Please use me in a way that delights my mind, body, and soul. May my life be one big moving prayer. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. This one was like, whoo, I didn't know. I thought it was going to be a quickie. You know what happens when I say that. It's like I jinx myself and I'm just like, oh, I don't know. This is going to be probably only like a 15-minute episode. And even without a mid-episode reading, we kind of did do the mid-episode reading in a way, Stephanie. So thank you all so much for watching. Again, if you'd like to book a reading with me, you can do so at tarotbyhilary.com. And once again, we do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all so much for watching. Please go ahead, click the follow button, click the bell, click the subscribe button for further notifications. And until next time, I am Hilary, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, here to demystify the mystical and put you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. So hopefully have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see you next Friday. If you happen to sign up for High Vibe Honey and the tapping membership, I will see you either Monday for Pharaoh readings over on the Gram of Insta with Melissa, or I'll see you on Tuesday afternoon for tapping. And that would be the theme for the month of July is sex and sexuality. And so my tapping, which is exclusive to the High Vibe Honey app and the Vortex app, is I Want to Have Sex with Me. So if you guys want to do a live tapping with me on that subject, got to sign up for High Vibe Honey. Giggity, giggity. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I like the weekend reading. Perfect for tapping too. Thank you, Hilary. Have a wonderful weekend. And we got to read you. Yes, we got to read you, Hilary. Exactly. And I know everyone leaps at the opportunity to read me for filth. And I'm just like, oh, is this what this is like? Is this what being a client of mine is like? Ah. Bye, guys. Yeah, hold on a second. Hold on. My sign off video is not working. This is very Mercury and Gatorade. Ah, da 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 da. I should have checked that. Let's see. Is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? I think it's this one. All right. Take two, because I know you're used to this sign off. Bye.